melody. Sabotage what I'm good at, probably shouldn't do that. No looking back, I don't remember where I stood at. Stuck in a bind, in my mind I wanna show, but all of that changed when I met you. Suddenly I can't see the clouds no more. I'm finally snapping back, stepping out of my zone. The fog's all gone, I can finally see it through. Never knew it was all because of you.
Once in a blue moon, the stars start to shine through. An angel came by and pulled me out of the ground. Who do I turn to? I don't have to ask you. You found me in hell, but never counted me out. I just want you around. Just want you. I just want you around.
I never thought that I could feel like this. Need to seal that shit, I don't know if I deserve it. When you around it feel a little too perfect. Got me nervous, do you really think it's worth it? I said it's new for me, baby, think I need a little time. You told me you was down and stood, planning on my side. I'm thinking we could coincide. I told her meet me at the gates, we could both go inside. Saying you love it, I'ma hold you to it. Every time it get bad, I'ma hold you through it. I'll kill them all if you need me to do it. Let's make it last forever like embalming fluid. It's like I'm fizzing, I might just start with tea. No second guessing, you the only one for me. So tell me what you want, baby, tell me what you need. It's forever, you and me.
Once in a blue moon, the stars start to shine through. An angel came by and pulled me out of the ground. Who do I turn to? I don't have to ask you. You found me in hell, but never counted me out. I just want you around. Just want you. I just want you around.
The brutal styles and relentless wordplay you have experienced in this manifesto will forever be imprinted into your psyche. His words will live in the back of your head, like a fucking parasite.
That's why it dope. It's right. Yeah, going in, what it do? It's time to meet the menace, a criminal defendant. Cause when this track is finished, I'ma need a life sentence. Dabbling in vengeance, I've had it with pretending. Now I'ma need a pension in a palace that's tremendous. Don't try and mend this, I think he gone so. Give me a tank and a cheeky freak blind hoe. Hard to speak with my dick up in a tonsil. When I'm gone, she gon' need some Palo Santo. Deflecting bullets like I'm made of titanium. Hit your damn cranium, knock you out the stadium. Swollen eyes like I'm hitting a serrated blunt. Number one, hated one, nuclear uranium. Awfully blunted, got a bone to pick with life itself. So far gone, I feel like hanging myself. I think his aim was to help, it's like I'm under a spell. The underground overlord, come and take him to hell. Ignoring the fakes, y'all got horrible taste. My pocket's so fat, they get in orbital trace. It's player raising the stakes, he burning faces like Mason. Sending jaws into space, yo, I keep my shit laced. When I come around, bitches turn around. They hear the sound and they look me up and down. When it come to the fellas, I don't know what to tell ya. So all I'm gonna say is that I don't fuck around. You keep running that mouth, just another round. Pound for pound, I'ma put them in the ground. You're coming with that fuck shit, I'm blowing up the function. Got nothing else to say, bitch, I don't fuck around. Never believed a malevolent force ripping the head off a corpse. I told him not to press me, it's a dangerous sport. I'm full of rage of a sort, because I hate you of course. Too many birds are flocking like a fucking fisherman's war. Hey yo, enough of the pitch, I got something to itch. And this Cialis means I'll fuck it if it look like a bitch. I'm slashing both of your wrists, come back and open the stitch. I never miss, coming at you with the wickedest fist. It's the one you can't run from my side, yo, so dumb, collecting a lump sum plat. Searing the chariot citizen staring, he known as a scariest cat. A Mac for a fact, you ain't ready for that. He wanting it bad just to take on the rat. And all that remains is a mango remains of your cat. I'm taking your brain, never giving it back, little bitch. When I come around, bitches turn around. They hear the sound and they look me up and down. When it come to the fellas, I don't know what to tell ya. So all I'm gonna say is that I don't fuck around. You keep running that mouth, just another knuckle dragging bitches ain't shit. Lean when I spit, thick game on the honey, I've been eyeing for a minute. Say she ain't wanna get to know me no better. I think I know better. You know the name is only 4 letters. Hot like a vault. Can't no wicked raw paw. Drain of one these suckers never fall. Terror with the claws. Kill them just cause. Zero error, summer syrup, never care about the cost. Pussy ass looking for a pet bitch, please. I'ma set it off, light the fire with the breeze. Checking for your keys, cause I'm underneath the whip. I'm in the stash spot, finna dash with a zip. Gaining like a flip, no brainer with the clip. Leave a stain, hope your lame ass can't really quit. Think it's hit list, drink a fit, put your mistress. Heavy rain, before I split, never fuck around, y'all can suck a dick. You're looking for a feature, motherfucker, that's adorable. Sleeping when I'm dead, that's why I be hibernating. Lyrics violate so I can earn a high rating. Still up on your dome and you can meet eternal darkness. See me in your sleep, that's a betting, use a target. Pull a cigarette before I flick it on the carcass. Keep it on the rocks and throw it on the black market. God damn, I need to meet the chef, shit slam. Did the R-double-C, I hope you brought some other pants. Suckers never come close to the phantom. Terror showing up to end up give me the ransom. Hoe up in the trunk, but why she still calling me handsome? Show up with the dope and throw a tantrum. Everything and then some. Haunted mansion, that's where I reside. Got a couple hundred bullets for your motherfucking ride, really do, little mama. Thought I seen you through the trees. Known as a devil, baby, you could call me Reese. Steady poppin', yo, I keep it up the heat. Throwing threes, stacking guap, and I spend it how I please. Chalk City, where we from? Blood in the water, hit the lotto, gone done. With the low, we got a lump sum. She said she wanna that guabla, I think now the dropping all the dollars on your baby mama. They must not know the man, he hold the plan. Got both of those hoes closed opening, ferocious hands. Got him sitting like a Doberman. Just tell him hanging up, it's over, man. The 4-leaf clover, high top night with a mic jump over. Waiting on a flight, got a bite in the soda. Origami folder, making the bitches shake like they got a disorder. High cost boss from the gates, tossing out hate on the tape, running cops off the interstate. I terminate them, ain't say it again. It's reading rock, the beginning of the end.
Tell me what you're trying to do, baby. Now that we're alone, just follow the groove. Let this bounce stay cool.
What is up, everybody? Ooh.
Bringing it back now, stop while I hop from the top rope. Can't cope with the cutthroat, begging till I know. Cause terror never changed for a hoe. Insane with a go, rain game every time I say so. Lil stank on a beat by the one and only rock. Sounding like a belly flop, took it to the top. Copping a sack of that dank. Slugs at the bank, 4 5s in the mask, gotta fill the tank. Doing the large, I never do a little. Boss whip, so stiff like a McGriddle. I never miss a bitch, not even a little. Terror put the game in the hospital. It ain't a riddle, I'ma rip it from the middle. Candy paint dipping while your ass eating kibble. While I rise from the smoke, recognize he the goat. Large fries with the coat, eyes wide, never ever choke. He the master, Mac 11 blaster. Gaining on him quick, think you better run faster. The body snatcher, ghost in like Casper. The real deal, y'all can call me the pastor, bitch. Looking down the barrel, I can see the other side. I can see an apparition in the tomb where I reside. Zooming out and see nobody on my side. I see my shadow, got the pistol pointed right between my eyes. And I don't give a shit about living. So if you let it go, I hope it finally feel different. The bucket getting kicked any way you wanna spin it. I'll be killing for a minute. I deserve a life sentence. Ain't trying to sound depressing, I just had it with the guessing. All this running back and forth to try to seem like I'm impressive. Overflow of flavor pouring out of every fucking crevice. Bitches give a minute presents on account of my possessions. Same dope, no man, no world, more dope. Lost hope, way back, greenback, got smoke. Turn it in, boss up, making checks off a joke. New state, new land, still aside my flow. Thick bitch, need a Kleenex, 8th grade thought, sick neck, give me C-Lex. Refresh, E-flesh, bullshit, I deflect, no defect, I ain't never seen that. Like a cup full of ice, red coat. Nah, nice, leave a slice for the hoe. Swing twice, hit a flow, Mike Tice with a flow. Shaking like Marty McFly, then a Lambo. Ayy,
Bad breath, need a tic-tac. Say less, what's next? Yeah, I did that. Chin check, that's a mishap. Ain't about the money, I'm a mishap.
hey, bitch.
Bad breath, need a tic-tac. Say less, what's next? Yeah, I did that. Chin check, that's a mishap. Ain't about the money, I'm a mishap.
I couldn't see through the fog, I let my soul leave. Isolated in the cold, it made my nose bleed. Story short, I guess I didn't wanna breathe. Nah, could it be? Looked the devil in the eye and felt my soul leave. Now that the ice dissipated, everything illuminated, finally seeing what it cultivated. Yeah, all the leeches terminated, finally motivated. Looking for a target, start obliterated. Stuck in the void, yeah, I was frozen. Took it as an omen. Now I see it though like I was Odin. Terror been chosen, swing it till it's broken. No longer Sisyphus, see the sky open. Y'all delicate, I'm ripping up your elements. My story, how I'm telling it, a fool to a heroin. I have arrived, look alive, finally made it. Style be serrated, leave your ass lacerated, ho. Yeah.
Bad breath, need a tic-tac. Say less, what's next? Yeah, I did that. Chin check, that's a mishap. Ain't about the money, I'm a mishap.
Hey, bitch.
Bad breath, need a tic-tac. Say less, what's next? Yeah, I did that. Chin check, that's a mishap. Ain't about the money, I'm a mishap.
My friends, there is no need to be afraid. While his message may seem unsettling or scary at first, there's always a lighter side. After all, duality is only possible with two forces. Shall we continue? Let us first start with the Savior. He goes by many names, but we like to call him Reed. So let us begin with Reed's manifesto. Please, follow along.
Hey, come one, come all. I got another saw. Ripping on a track like I'm strapped with a ball. Talking on your neck, bet you won't last long. Cause I'm buzzing up a cash check, jump on the law. Terror in your nightmare, showing up, throwing up a nice cold glass. Of this game I'm blowing up. Breaking rules like I'm brung it. Samurai swung it. Like it and your life gets stunted. I'm grabbing your attention quick. Lurking in the background, looking for a lick. Sucking sock shit, cause I'm making hoes sick. Trying to do this shit big like a dinosaur shit. Slick on a one, mean on a two. What it do? Here's another stick of dynamite, dough. Yeah, I'ma start kicking if you think about snitching. I can't think straight, cause my brain keep bitching. Y'all make me sick. You're making me sick.
Sick.
Motherfucker, I'm sick.
Sick.
You're making me sick. So cold, girl, you're freezing up fast. Now anyway, I hit it's gonna shatter like glass. I'll put all of the pieces in a box and I'll ship it. You never met another one quite this demented. Attitude, what I bring. Megaton boom, when it hit it, gonna sting. The underground king on a mission to swing it. Bada bing, terror leaving blood stains on a box spring. You ain't never been a man, you a husk of a sucker. Great train, bitch, crawl back to the gutter. Known for relentless flows, I go harder than most go. We talking hoes, I got a boatload. What's it about? I'm trying to have a bout or a brawl. Ain't gonna wanna see me come nightfall. I got a taste, shut it down, shit's done. Now let me see you jump for the one. Y'all make me sick. You're making me
Sick.
Motherfucker, I'm sick. You're making me sick.
Boo-boo.
I need me a fat as fuck bitch. Need me a little snack with a big swish. Who trying to get back to big picture? She trying to get the bag, need a big bridge. I need me a fat as fuck bitch. Need me a little snack with a big swish. Who
What's up? I'm Bam Margera, and I'm not trying to say nothing or nothing. I'm just simply trying to say, welcome to Castle Bam.
You're in Bam world now.
I'm here with the Durns. Today we're going to be walking around showing you all the history that happened here.
What will he do next? Whatever the fuck I want.
When I moved in, they have a baker's dozen of new rules, all because of me.
The township's going to be here any second to complain again.
No more upside down cars in the driveway.
Stop in there, Van!
No more Civil War reenactments. No more zip lines to treetop casinos. The list goes on.
What was your first impression of your house when you saw it? First time?
14 acres of land. This is the one. I'm buying it.
I didn't even get time to think about it because it was already bought and there's 40 people there, 20 people to film, the other 20 to be on the set, like Raycon, DiCamillo, Chris Rabb, Ryan Dunn, etc. And it instantly became a movie set, and it never felt like home. Like, the kitchen area was called the Pirate Bar. Slayer played the first day we had the grand opening of the house, so there was thousands of people from the Westchester University there that I didn't even know. You know, when we were moving in, we were playing baseball in there and just breaking the windows. So I never really treated it like home until the whole Viva La Bam thing came to an end.
Hey guys, Tim Glom here. You may remember me from Viva La Bam. Used to
Second guys.
build a lot of for Bam. Known Bam since like he's 9 years old though, and we're at his house. We're gonna walk through some of the stuff that we did here. Oh, there's a funny story about this house, by the way. So Bam's in Europe avoiding his girlfriend. He calls me and he says, hey man, I'm ready to buy a real house. Let's go buy a house. And I had a realtor friend and I said, cool, I'll go looking for you. So April and I drove around all over Delco and into Chester County, and I found this place and it had like horses. It was a woman's horse farm.
Oh my God, is that a horse in the house?
And she loved it, and she took great care of it if you were into horses. And I said, Bam, I called him back and I said, I found the house. So it was a little over $1 million at the time. My buddy found it. We brokered the deal with the broker. He wasn't even around, and he never even saw it. And Phil had power of attorney at the time, I think, and Phil basically went into the contract. So I found this house and just explained it to Bam. There was no FaceTime or anything back then. We had to like send some pictures, you know, JPEGs.
We're at your front gate.
That's correct. We are. You know, the gate code changes quite often.
Kids, his code is
I've been living here for nearly 20 years now, and there will be some eras of, you know, a year that I would just leave the gate open, you come in with a six-pack, you can party all day, whatever, and skate, do whatever you want. But I'm 44 now, so it's a different day and age. A lot of things change. We just had some dude from Portland here. He's like, yo, Bam, I drove from Portland. You want to kick it? I'm like, do I know you? No, I just want to get out. So at Castle Bam, you're going to see a lot of like that dinosaur there. Behind it is a giraffe, and then you got the lion over there with an elephant that we accidentally lit on fire last night.
Poor elephant? What'd he do?
absolutely nothing.
Oh man. Poor elephant.
They're all from Jackass 1 when we filmed the golf cart thing where Ryan done flipped over in Knoxville and got a concussion.
I have bad news written all over it.
So these are all the souvenirs from the Jackass 1 golf thing. I kept them all. And if you see the gorilla, there's a hole in his, and I always wondered why that was there. I see my uncle mowing my lawn, and then he goes in the gorilla. That's where he hides his stash for PCP. Why does he do it? Because this is 14 acres, and when he starts there mowing, and then he finally finishes, the grass is already high over there, so he's constantly mowing to the point where he's like, I can't take it anymore.
I built a ramp in Bam's backyard back, the original house April and Phil bought that they grew up in. And then I moved the ramp from the old house here in the backyard. For one of the Viva La Bam episodes, he was inviting Danny Way out, and he wanted Danny to be able to do something big. Now, it was only an 8-foot tranny, mini ramp. You've seen it. It was in all the CKY videos. But we built I want to say it was like 70-foot long crook ledge with just like a 4-foot walkway.
Right there, that's not built yet. So we have a long box. That I was planning on nose grind or crooked grinding the whole thing, and I flew in Danny Way, Colin McKay, Chris Markovich, and I finally got a crooked grind, which took me a long time to do, but once I got it in. Very long crooked grind. I thought at the time it could have been Guinness Book of World Records, but now when I see Brandon Burley just shows up to the barracks on that long ledge that I could never imagine anybody to even make it from one end to the other. He just hauls ass and crooked grinds the whole thing. I'm like, yup, he definitely beat me on my crooked grind there.
Let's get a car.
But then I put a car, one of our crushed cars, on a giant Great All lift over the back of the ramp, and we convinced Danny to do a frontside air to 50-50 grab and back in. We actually went to Fairman Skate Shop, which is closed now, RIP, 40 plus years in business, and he needed to get knee pads because it wasn't that he was gonna fall. Danny was skating such huge shit at the time. This is when mega ramps were really the hot rage. He just did not like the trannies, they were too small. He's like, nah, dude, if it's not 15-foot tranny, it's tough. Great day. But yeah, that ledge was fun.
This was an idea when we were filming Viva La Bam.
Let's start making 6-foot transitions. Snake run driveway. Look at it, it's the shape of a snake.
Had dudes build these bricks all over the place. Very uneven, but good for skateboarding.
Snake run driveway, yeah, it was a cool concept. I wasn't so sure we could pull it off, but it's giant. I forget how long it is, but I want to say it's over 250 feet long. We all grew up skating the banks. So Bam was like, yo, let's get the Brooklyn Banks back. I wanted to do a wet lay, which means in concrete. We opted not to do that for a lot of different reasons, cost and just labor.
Record your message.
Work coach, it's Tim and Bam Bam, and we're calling for money. Every time you see Tim Glom's number, just think we need money. We have the potential for an FDR in the driveway, and audio just ponied up $6 grand. So now we got to find out who the bigger sponsor is. You're gonna have to pony up to 8, bro.
I can't believe we're here. This is probably 20 years later, if not 19 years later. They're still here. It hasn't weeded, but they're still here. I mean, they still hold their shape. We put a lot of stone behind there.
I didn't think about how, plants would fucking grow right through it. So, weed killer, all that every week.
April freaked the out when she saw the bobcats and everything coming in. But yeah, they're still here, man. I mean, everybody's been here on these too. All the old schoolers that hit the Brooklyn Bank, Mike V, all the cast of characters.
Mike V!
Hey.
How are you?
Good, how are you?
I like the bullnose coping. Bam was not into that. He wanted pipe, he wanted steel. He was young back then. He was kind of he liked to be able to grind. It was like, no, you got to push into it. So bullnose at the top, they're still here. They were fun to build. Took us maybe a week to build them.
Yeah, was the bricks a pain in the ass to lay down? Or?
Yeah, so the problem with dry lay brick is it's just on sand. So you got a lot of stone back there. We had to do a little bit of drainage so they didn't fall in. And then you got to lay stone. And I mean, you can kind of see, They kind of lose their shape over years. Things just settle, you know, rainwater, everything. I can't believe how tight they are still today, though. Dry laying brick is, you know, it's been around forever. You just got to get them nice and tight. You got to get your base really smooth, and clearly 20 years later, still skatable.
This is perfect.
Used to be a nice neighborhood. Now look at it. It's like the Hells Angels.
Wasn't there a ramp there at one point?
Yeah, right here there was a little launch thing here, and then there. That was only here for like a week just to film a Viva La Band.
Gotcha.
With Danny Way and the crew.
When you get to the concrete part of the skate park driveway, Bruce Martin, legend, one of the best, brought him and his son and a couple of cronies from Skatopia out and said, we're laying Creed at BAM's, get up here. We worked 7 a.m. till 10 p.m. at night, drank a lot of beers, laid a lot of concrete, and we just kind of freeformed it. We went for it.
You remember any gnarly tricks that have gone down on the driveway over the years?
Well, when Kanan was here last time, he was skating all day. It's finally midnight, and he goes and kicks it there for a minute, and then sure enough, at 2 a.m., the lights go up. I'm like, he's back for more? 5-0 to Fakey, right here.
One time I was skinny Vinny, I set up a picnic table and launched out, 50-50 yanked it back in.
Sick.
I tail dropped from there. We had a little fire flame thing going on right here.
What about the back, Brandon?
And man, I can't tell you how many pictures have been taken here and videos. Everybody jumped over the gorillas, all the animals, everything.
This dude, Newport Joe, he came down here, tried to air on a bicycle with no shoes on. I think he was on one, but he tried to air over the kangaroo. He shack-wackled his fucking Dylan.
We also set up the picnic table up here. I did like gap nose one, 180, switch 50, alley-oop grind. What'd you do over the car?
I did melon, alley-oop 180. Also smithed off the picnic table up there.
Sickest thing right here. Nick Dompierre, highest backside flip.
Wow. Let's see that.
Back three kickflip, Sam Miller 69 from Indiana. Pretty impressive, and then front side flip, Ed Duff. Nolly Pop Show when I had that 2-day-old festival, which had 2,000 people here. Everybody had a good time, but this one drunk motherfucker fell from the top beam.
Yeah.
Straight down into the crowd, super gnarly. This was like a 2-day-old idea. I'm like, everybody in the greater Philadelphia area, I'm opening the gate. I'm having a rock concert with Valiant Thor, Beanie Siegel, and Freeway. Come on in. It starts at 10. Let's start shredding. So I look out the window. I'm like, oh my God. Every car is parked everywhere. People are already shredding the f out of it.
You guys did like a demolition derby.
Yeah, we've had a demolition derby. Everybody's just skidding around doing donuts. And I happened to open the door at the time that somebody's fishtailing right at me and ripped the door completely off the hinges.
Stuck on a log, I need to get out.
If I was like one more foot out, would have been my leg.
He was in a car and didn't know where I was, and he was going to get out the passenger door. He literally kicks the door open, and I'm about to ram him, and I took the door off. We were freaked out for like 2 days. 2 days we were like, dude, that could have been it. That could have been like the end. He didn't know. I mean, there's, you know, stupid days.
A ramp very similar to that one I built right here for skateboarding? No.
Hello, I'd like to introduce to you Viva La Log. He's my stunt double and he's taking over the show.
I bought 8 cars from the junkyard that still ran. Just so I could put bricks on the gas pedal and aim it and take bets on if it would launch over. So first car, it had a slight right turn.
It was in neutral and we were holding the car. I reached in and dropped it into drive, and it was a front wheel car drive. And as soon as it clicked into gear, it was perfectly lined up for the ramp. As soon as it kicked into gear, it spun out and it went slightly, and the ramp was here and it just went off the side.
Oh, it's so great. I knew it wasn't gonna clear. All right, let's try it again. We got another cart.
Which had paint in there and my ex-girlfriend's clothes. So she comes over to get them. She's like, oh, thanks for pouring paint all over my stuff. I'm like, no, it was really an accident. I swear to God. I was putting bricks on the car pedals and was trying to launch them over the driveway. She's like, you expect me to leave? I'm like, come over and see the ramp. I'm not kidding. I meant no harm.
Looks like I have a 3-car garage now.
Oh, easily. I gotta put another one in there. April was pissed because she had gotten brand new white rugs for the house and they were waiting to be installed, and a bunch of paint for the house knocked all the paint shelves down on all the new carpet.
Wow.
I wasted like 10 grand in new carpet with the first jump.
It was a genuine accident, I swear.
That's also when Adam Walkavich took probably the best picture ever of a car doing a back Smith down the back of the garage.
What's up with the holes? Didn't in Viva La Bam you put like stuff in there, right there?
Yeah, so when I went to Hollywood, we wanted to have some souvenirs from famous people.
We just got Tommy Lee's snare drum.
And drumsticks.
Dave Grohl's belt.
Dude, Dave Grohl is right over there.
Little skateboard P.
Signed pair of Converse from Snoop Dogg.
This is the guide on how to be a playboy.
A little black pup. I'm taking that.
I think that's it.
Didn't you have like Adam Sandler's golf balls?
That's what I had. That was the fourth one, yeah.
Yeah.
The Adam Sandler's golf balls.
What happened to that stuff?
The rain got in, it got but believe it or not many people have with too much over here. But Danny Way aired off that thing into the bank.
Yeah, Melon, Alley 360.
Oh, wow.
I remember when I built this, Bam, she's like, I don't like that tight shit, I don't want it real cranky. I'm like, dude, 250 feet of whatever you got to have at least one narwhal. That, I believe, is a 3-foot tranny. When we brought out Danny Way, Colin McKay came. They all came in a helicopter, landed in the backyard. It was a whole nother story. Couldn't get the helicopter out of here for like 10 days. But Colin McKay showed up, and I said, yeah, you think anybody could invert that? And he goes, let me check. And I swear, he comes across, and then his first trick on it, he did a backside air. It was probably like 3 feet out on that thing.
Jeez.
And just landed like it was nothing, rolled away. And he's like, invert, be a little tight. Maybe like invert, revert. And I was like, did you just after grab a backside air at 3 feet on this thing?
Colin McKay did a backtail to revert. Pretty sick.
Colin, man, big tranny, small tranny, guy was a maniac.
My 540 this quarter pipe too.
Are you kidding me?
Yeah, I'm serious.
How the do you do it?
It was really hard.
Of course it is. Look how steep it is.
Yeah,
I don't even want to fakey rock
I'm
it.
surprised I did that.
All right, right now, go.
I can't do it.
Right now, McTwist, go.
Oh, it's still standing. I love it.
But you know what? There's also been a lot of quad jumps and
Yeah, this is where you usually jump right here.
yeah, I launched a Hummer off this. Four-wheelers everywhere, dirt bikes everywhere. People flipping quads left and right. What sucks is when you flip it, it could cost $1,000 or even more, and nobody has that kind of money. So I have a graveyard of 5 four-wheelers down there that simply doesn't work anymore. Kerry Getz bought a quad, was so obsessed with it that he kept going bigger and bigger and bigger. At the end, he's built such a big ramp that launched over my limousine up to there. I think he got too brave for himself, so he sold the thing and put it away. He kept going bigger and bigger and bigger until I guess he reached his limit. Curry, We're doing a documentary about Castle Bam. We wanted to talk about a few things you did. You've kick-flipped over the fucking Murcielago, right?
Correct.
You had a little maniac run with your four-wheeler, airing over limousines and
Yeah.
And then you have frontside flips on lockdown. So, of course, the big steep roll in, you did it on that. Well, I did the Rocky on you when you kick flipped, correct?
We gotta find that footage.
We have to find that footage.
I have it.
Oh, you do?
Oh, send it.
Well, then show clip now. Travis Pastrana showed up here for Nitro Circus.
Wake everyone!
And they were airing off the barn there over the whole pool into the bank.
What?
Yeah. I was like, you're gonna do that? He's like, yeah, like nothing. He's like, yeah, hell yeah. What do you mean? I'm like, all right. They tied a rope to one of their motorcycles. I was in one of these little toy cars. I told them to go faster the second time, and boy, they did.
Let's go real fast this time. Like ridiculously fast.
I hit the side, and you could see my hip just clip the edge of the bricks. You know, when you think of a definition of a hipper, I was out for a couple weeks for that.
I don't know about you, but I call that a success.
That was very mine was black and blue, purple.
Damn.
He said go. I don't know if he knows what that means in our world. He said go good.
I think another gnarly clip from that episode, you jump from the top of your roll into your ramp.
Yeah. So one day I looked at the garage roof and realized it had a transition on it. Well, it was just a 45-degree angle, and I tried to drop in on it. But I think it was February, and my feet were stinging so hard in the cold I had to call it quits.
You jumped off the hobbit hole into a giant cake.
Good.
What, are you kidding me?
Kanan wakes up at 10 a.m. and he's just staring at it. I'm like, what are you doing? He's like, I want to go in off that. I'm like, oh, yeah, well, that's pretty gnarly. When do you want to do it? He's like, what do you mean, right now? I'm like, now? You didn't even eat breakfast yet. You're just, okay. Yeah, we've had a lot of recording studio down there. Danko Jones done some tracks with Clutch.
Hey, what's up? What's up, Dak?
Band called Slaves.
Ready to hop into some new FORTNITE here in a little bit, dude?
Whole lot of bands. Where that piece of wood is was once Don Vito's car.
There's a car parked right here, dude.
That's Vito's.
What am I supposed to do?
Cement it in so we can kick flip it.
If you ever watch Viva La Bam, we crushed the shit. I think I killed 20 of Vito's cars.
I took care of that truck, man. What are you busting?
Oh, dude, heck yeah, man. I hope you have fun with that, bro. Hell yeah.
So one day.
Hell yeah, wedding reception. Let's go.
I was like, yo, man, I want something to jump over. I want a kickflip mound. So this was it. Vito was pissed as usual.
Actually, it's still in there.
Yeah, it is. You can see it on the side over here.
Vito, take a look at your car. Where?
Look out, me, don't look. It wasn't me. I'm tired of getting new cars, man.
There's Don Vito's car. Yo!
Oh, that was definitely worth it. Now I understand.
You Vulcan idiot cemented my car? Yeah. What the fuck would you do that for, man? You're a Vulcan idiot. So we can kickflip over it.
Just do whatever the you want like you do every time.
What all did you do over the car gap?
I've kickflipped this. Backside 180'd it. You 360'd it.
Good. That was scary because of this little
Yeah.
pivot right down there.
Yeah.
This is asphalt and concrete, and looks like they've been doing some patchwork with bags.
My brother just did this.
Perfect. Whatever it takes. So a lot of people don't know this, but none of this was a parking lot. It was all grass. So the wellhead was in the middle of the yard. It was MTV when we were filming. We had so many people and so many trucks. We did like 30 cars a day had to come in here. Because the township hated us, we had to get all the cars off the street. So we had to build this giant driveway to house all the trucks. Because it's always rainy, it's always muddy, it's always a mess, especially in the winter with snow. So that's why it's all here. But we constantly have to have access to the wires and the plumbing for the wellhead to get water into the house. So a lot of people ask, like, what's the trough? What's that about? Water to the house.
My uncle built something around it to make sure nobody backs into it because it would be a real pain in the...
We put the picnic table here too, and we did some grinds
That
across
was
it.
fun.
Oh, Jeff Rasp nose blunt the picnic table. I was sick.
What's the clip where you like take your shirt off and do a trick?
Yeah. Oh, so I did the tailbird, whirly bird thing that I did right here, and then as soon as I stopped, my buddy, his car was right there, and I just turned around and grabbed the board and go, boom, planning on breaking his window, but it didn't break. It hit me in my head, which was even funnier. That's what I get. I really showed me.
You know, the one thing that you gotta talk about whenever you talk about Bam Margera's backyard, all the shit that we've done, all the things we've broken, all the people that have been here.
I got Danny here from Fatal Filth.
Helicopters landing, parties, Slayer.
Oh yeah, Slayer's playing.
I was a tour manager for years. You know, I was out on the road with Motley Crue way before Viva La Bam in the early 90s. Joe DeVito, our great producer at the time of Viva La Bam, was also tour manager for Maroon 5. So there's two facts. And we looked at each other one night and we're like, we can get Slayer. And our other great friend, Tim Boris, he's the biggest metal agent on the planet, books all the big metal bands, Lamb of God, Danzig, etc. He made it happen.
Slayer's coming tomorrow.
Tomorrow, tell him to come today.
We called Slayer and we're like, look, this show's on MTV. You can like tour and reach all these kids. We can also put you on a Sunday night show, make you the headliner in our TV show, and put you in front of like 3 to 4 million kids that, you know, probably know who Slayer is but aren't huge fans.
Slayer's coming to town in 24 hours, and if you don't know who Slayer is, I suggest you go straight to the library and do some rock research because you're an idiot.
Come play Bam's backyard. We paid them $25,000, which at the time I don't think you could get Slayer to play for less than like $100 grand anywhere. But we convinced them.
Slayer's here right now.
They came, they had a good time. I think they played like 5 songs.
The first day I moved into here, the neighbors didn't know who I was yet, but they gave me a cake and a housewarming party down at wherever that I didn't show up to. I had Slayer play it instead at midnight, to the point where the jail a mile away, they were rattling the bars because they were so excited that they were hearing Slayer alive in real life. They're like, wah! So chaos.
That was the best party I've ever co-thrown with anybody. I think it's the only time Slayer's played anybody's backyard after, like, you know, they actually had a record out. So
right.
That is an episode everybody should go back and watch. That was ridiculous.
I was an absolute kid, but I was obligated to film with MTV, and I couldn't do 2 things at once. Probably should have knocked on the door and said, thanks for the cake and all, but I got to do. What do you got to do? Oh, you know that death metal band Slayer? Yeah, they're playing at midnight. You're a
Slayer just rocked the house.
Wasn't there another episode where Mike V like took an axe to your truck or something?
Isn't that Bam's helmet?
Yeah, that looks like Glom's truck.
That's a few miles down. In fact, I just saw somebody in the airport the other day who asked me about that. Was that real? And Mike, I mean, they're real, man. That's an axe. An axe to my truck.
Say, oh, what the f***? About the Hummer. How's that feel, Vito?
Yep, Mike V, pretty clever dude. He has a lot of aggression. He's the perfect singer for Black Flag for a lot of aggression. Yeah, he took it out of my truck that day. That was a fun episode.
Are you f***ing kidding me? Oh my God.
And then, of course, I got him back with an excavator and demolished the house.
No, hey, no, Bam. Do it.
That's a fun one. If you go back and watch that episode, the safety guys at MTV, they were pissed. Ken Parks, rest his soul, he was a second in command in the legal team at Viacom. He hated me. He chewed me out for that. He's like, dude, you could have really seriously killed those guys. You know, huge lawsuit, etc. I was like, don't worry, we knew what we were doing. I don't know that we did. We just did what we did.
Also, Metal Militia came through, rode bikes through your house.
Yeah. And that was gnarly because Brian Deegan, it was super windy out and he was supposed to do a backflip over Guar. And I said, dude, if it's too windy, just do a regular air. It's okay. He's like, nah, I want to make this gnarly. I'm going to go for it. Well, he did. Handlebar goes right into his stomach and he like ruptured his spleen so bad that they had to take it out. And I feel really bad. You know, he had to get surgery. He was in the Wilmington Hospital, Delaware, for like 2 weeks straight.
Jeez.
It was very bad.
Guar came to the castle.
Great friends of mine. I met those guys in 1993. I called them up. I was like, hey, here's what we want to do. We're going to have Metal Militia come out, do some jumps. We're going to have you play. Again, it was so easy. Like, we tell these bands, we're going to put you on a TV show. And you think about it. No YouTube, no TikTok, no Instagram. There was no other place for kids to watch. MTV was it. So you could get in front of millions of kids.
He's not wrong.
The band today, you know, they got a tour, they got to do all kinds of different things. So Clutch, same thing.
They played the snow episode where you guys were going down on all this Groundhog Day or something, yeah.
So a lot of people don't know this. Jack Flanagan, rest his soul, died of cancer, great dude. Jack managed CKY, Guar, and Clutch. So yeah, we called him about the Poconos, had him play up there at the Poconos. I pushed the whole bouncy castle down the slope with the four-wheeler. And then the next day, when that one was done, we flew to film with the Dudesons in Mexico. And I got pneumonia because I was outside working so hard on everything, building everything at the Poconos. And then we went straight into the summer and I got pneumonia and I missed a lot of that episode because I was in a hotel room for two days. And God bless Anna DeCosa for taking care of me, our line producer and great producer, one of the most talented people we've ever worked with. She worked with us. She was way above us. She took care of me, got me back to health.
There's also been a lot of music videos shot here. Anthony Green from Cirque to Survive just did a music video in the barn. Baines and Jenna, we filmed some with the pool party here. Viking Skull.
The time has come.
Yeah, we filmed a lot of videos here.
Yeah.
Next thing you know, my skate barn was like a full-blown studio.
Oh, we had this whole yard, 18-hole miniature golf course.
Amateur golf, the game is on.
That was fun.
Come on,
You got stuck in a cherry picker somewhere.
we're mapping out the golf course.
Oh yeah, that cherry picker was down there.
Yeah.
And I don't know what happened, but we fucking lost the keys to it somehow. And me and Ryan Dunn were forced to stay up there for 6 hours.
Rab took him.
Yeah,
that's what
we
it was.
went bonkers.
The key's down here, you.
Come on, Rab, don't be a
Rab, don't be a.
You'll get hysterical just sitting up in a cherry picker for 6 hours, not wondering when anybody's going to rescue you or save you or anything. So it was just 6 hours. Like, guess we were cracking jokes and then went a bit bonkers from being up there. Yeah, that was funny.
And then I think finally you found out you could control it from the top and you just didn't even know.
You're probably right.
Goes up there. You just see the red button that says pull to start. You don't need the key for that.
Are you? Why would you have a key if it doesn't do anything?
What was your favorite thing you guys did out here for the show?
100% Civil War reenactment.
Yeah.
Holy shit, it's a war.
Picture 200 Yankees and 200 rebels all here.
This is the Mason-Dixon line. Yeah, this is the Mason-Dixon line.
In tents with hay and campfires and violins.
Did you guys even turn the lights out in the house?
Yeah.
Well, let's party like it's 1899 then.
Straight out of the Civil War, I felt like I was back in the 1700s. No.
This is 2004. I ain't playing no stupid little revolutionary games.
Just because, I mean, that's that people buy tickets to go to the Brandywine battlefield, and they prepare for this for months or even years. So I arranged it.
All because you found a cannonball in your yard.
Right.
Fire in the hole!
You will absolutely find artifacts if you dig, if you're going to dig a pool, if you're doing like major gardening in certain areas, you're going to find things from the war.
I live right near the Brandywine battlefield. I'm sure George Washington was walking through here at one point.
We had a fence there, and I think it was Dunn who decided to take my Jeep one morning, drove it through the fence, and like put me out of commission for a while on my Jeep.
Can't have a Jeep in the Civil War. You don't make any sense. We're from the future.
What's up with the paint?
From the future.
Some of them have changed over the years, but these are hilarious.
That's Ronald Reagan. It used to say Reagan. He's a as why? I don't know. It was funny to me at the time.
I don't even think Reagan did anything wrong. I'm just into it.
Osama bin Laden just holding a 76ers basketball shirt, holding a basketball just to confuse. You know, I have lawn care guys come over and people that clean the pool. I just like to see their reaction, like, why does he have Osama bin Laden with a 76ers basketball jersey on? I'm like, makes me laugh.
Didn't you have like Lance Bass or someone over here?
Then I had Lance Bass because he had a whole bunch of press saying that he was going to the fucking moon or something with these Russians, and he was doing classes and learning how to speak Russian only for it to fall through. So I figured it would be funny to remind him that, you know, the spaceship left him behind. It never happened.
They painted one of the garage doors to look like the inside of the garage, but it was actually closed.
He wants to race. Yeah, we'll race. First one back to the garage wins. No problem.
That's when Dunn and I drove I think it was the limo. We drove the limo straight into the garage door.
Watch this. Oh, please do it. Yes.
Oh, so you were in the limo when it crashed?
Yeah, I think that made it into Viva La Bam. That was one of the pranks they pulled on us.
Some Wile E. Coyote shit.
So after I got the gnarly hipper on Nitro Circus, they asked me to get in the front of the van holding an American flag going 80 miles per hour off of a ramp into my neighbor's lake. And like an idiot, I agreed to do it. We hit that water so hard, I dislocated my shoulder and I couldn't unbuckle the seatbelt, and we were sinking, and I was panicking so bad. Like, if Street Bike Tommy didn't swim down and undo the seatbelt, I would not be here today to tell the story. I'm not joking. It was so jammed and I couldn't move my arm and I could not undo it. And he saw me struggling.
That is so gnarly.
I really need to thank him for my life. You know, I really need to give credit where credit is due, and I can't remember the other guy's name, but he helped too. And I had to swim to the side with one of my left hand as this one was still out of socket.
Yeah.
I remember I didn't have to go to the hospital because I think Travis knew how to pop it back into place.
Nice.
And he did.
Yeah.
That was gnarly. Oh, dude, I dislocated my arm.
So, this is my 4th Hummer. Why? Because I really liked having Hummers back in Viva La Bam days, but we wrecked them all.
What are you doing?
For one Viva La Bam episode, we gave Don Vito a budget to keep buying these really shitty cars.
Vito's being a little baby, so we're gonna buy him a car.
Just so I can destroy them.
Oh, man, what the hell are you doing? Stop in there, man!
You guys like ripped one into like 1,000 pieces.
Yeah.
Strung one up in a tree.
Hey, Vito, you want your car down?
The total was 8, and I demolished each and every one of them.
Man, why you running another car, you dummy? Oh, here's my steering. I'll drive away like this. Okay. See you later.
At that point, Don Vito was so fed up, he stole my Hummer.
Where you going, you fat? Come here, go to hell, man. Things are just gonna get worse for you, kid.
Drove it to the nearest quarry.
Kill it! Kill the Hummer! Get it out of here!
Put a brick on that gas pedal on my brand new Hummer and drove it off a 600-foot quarry cliff. And I missed the car, and my Bentley SUV purple Bentiaga is in the shop right now with a alignment issue that's gonna take a while, so I needed this till that gets fixed.
One of your old Hummers, you like cut the roof off, or Johnny Knoxville did?
Hello, I'm Johnny Knoxville, and this is Bam's Hummer.
Yeah, Knoxville showed up and woke me up.
Is that Knoxville? What the are you guys doing?
Oops! By sawing the Hummer into basically a convertible.
It looks horrible, man.
Oh my God. Did you like it at all? Or was
No, it sucked. Got rained on and everything.
The intro of Viva La Bam, you guys were rocking out in there.
Yeah.
Like, that's a classic shot, all you guys.
With a classic song.
Yeah, Daniel
Lyon, the guitar player from him, aka Lily Laser, and it's called King of Rock and Roll, which was the perfect song for the intro to Viva La Bam. He came up to me one time, he's like, thanks to you, I got paid from MTV more on that song than sometimes tours we did with him.
That's amazing.
Yeah, it's got all new leather seats and it's got a dope ass new system in it. That's all that matters to me. As long as I'm comfy and I'm hearing a bumping ass system, all that matters.
All right, let's go down to the pool. Didn't you have like a slip and slide from there to down to the pool?
I can't believe I live in this sick family!
People would haul down and go down backwards and head first.
I built a slip and slide. It came right down.
Yeah.
We put visqueen, you know, plastic and Dawn. That all made it into Viva La Bam. That was fun.
But the thing is that a lot of people jump off this into the pool, which is fine, but this one dude, I guess, did it in the morning, and then he got a little larried up and did it again at nighttime, and he dove right here into 3 feet of water, cracking his head open.
God.
So, yeah, he forgot that you have to do it down there. Luckily, he was okay. But when I took him to the hospital, like the nurse even had tears because she wasn't sure if she's going to make it. I'm like, you're not supposed to show emotion if you're a nurse. You got to keep your cool, but she couldn't.
The famous thing about this pool that I remember, and I've been in the pool a couple times since, but I don't go in it a lot because I got strong memories. FHM magazine, I'll never forget it because I still have a copy because I was in love with Jenny McCarthy. She was on the cover of FHM in the issue where they did a whole like spread on us, like 4 or 5 pages on us for Viva La Bam. And the photo shoot was done in the pool. So the photographer was willing to get in the pool, take a bunch of photos. It was supposed to be like a picnic. MTV billed it as the Sunday Stew. So they were like, let's do this food theme. We all dressed up in old school, like 50s bathing suits, even Vito. Brandon Novak stood on the edge of that diving board and pulled down his pants, and man, he was so constipated.
Oh,
it was the
man.
driest, chunkiest, like lumpiest poop I've ever seen in my life, let alone come out of a human. And the photographer, instantly when he saw it, it was about to drop, got out of the pool and he's like, I'm done shooting with you guys. You guys are too much. MTV is not paying me enough to do this photo shoot. I think I got what I need, and he like split off. He was pissed.
Did you know that Novak took a dump in the pool?
I don't think anybody swam in it that summer. We had to like get the pool guys to come out, which of course took like a month.
Yeah. Did you build a big drop in? You like held an umbrella?
I just kind of want to do it.
We put it right there, and I had an umbrella, and I dropped in on it real quick. But before we repaved all this stuff, I did skate it once when it was empty. Got a fakie rock in that corner there. It's really steep, so you can't do much. Of course, you go over the light there. Barely any transitions at all. Down there is some pretty good ones.
Did you guys dye the pool water green once?
We dyed it green. It was St. Patrick's Day, of course. Who wouldn't?
Oh my God.
Well, actually, I had 2 limousines that I fishtailed into the pool, and then I grabbed the other one and put the other limousine in the pool too. We had some kayaks in there, and I think somebody drove an ATV in it as well. That's why I had to drain it all and repave everything because it f***ed it up real bad.
In the woods, you had the zip line, Treetops Casino. Which direction was the Treetops Casino?
The Treetop Casino was right down there, and I had a zip line from my bedroom all the way down to it.
Tree Fort Casino. You cannot talk about Castle Bam without Tree Fort Casino.
Oh, Bam Daddy's is open, I tell you. We're going to take everything, so come on in and gamble. Your kids, your car payments, we'll take the underwear off your back.
That thing was giant, it was huge, it lived there forever. That was a ton of fun. A lot of people don't know it was a major rainstorm when we built that. You couldn't even walk, let alone carry 1,000 pounds of lumber back there to build it.
We flew in some pro wrestlers.
Leatherface and Executioner.
How was your fight? That we would take from the zip line down to the wrestling mat. A whole wrestling ring.
And then of course, you know, a deranged woman came and lived out of it for a while, and state cops chased her all around, I think naked.
When the naked stalker showed up and started kissing my neck at 11 o'clock at night, I thought it was my girlfriend at the time, and I go, babe, we'll get to that later, I'm really tired. I look awake, see that she's sleeping facing this way, so when I turn up, I see this silhouette of this naked chick, and now when I turn on the light, she's down on the ground fingering herself, saying that the owl sent me from Jupiter. So 911 calls. Finally, when the gate opens, she sees 6 cop cars with sirens. She does a naked cartwheel and runs into the woods. It took them 7 hours to find her. Finally, they found her in the Treetop Casino, covering under 8 blankets. And when they handcuffed her and took her away, they realized there was so much whittle carving in there with not just a marker. She whittled notes in the wood, which told me and the police that she's been living in there for months, which makes perfect sense because every time I'd have a buddy like you stay over and I'd say, yo man, you're the only one staying here. Did you eat my last slice of pizza? If you did, that's okay, but I just need to know who did it. You're like, dude, I swear it wasn't me. I'm like, I believe you. But if you didn't do it, who did? Casper the Friendly Ghost?
Ooh.
It was her because my gate goes beep, 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 beep. She knows I'm leaving. That's her cue to run from the treetop right into my house because it's unlocked because the whole thing's gated anyway.
Yeah.
So it was her.
That's gnarly.
All those times.
Yeah.
Gosh.
Jeez. Mega ramp thing was over there, right?
Yeah, all that's there, and the pillars are still down there. It's overgrown, but in the wintertime, it just looks like a grave site almost. It's just all these cement poles. So when the mini mega
Hey, what's up, Collect?
contraption was finally built,
How you doing, bro?
25 feet wide.
I've been on like a weird nostalgic skateboarding kick lately. Kind of wanting to get back into skateboarding a little bit, but we'll see.
The other side was a bit slanted, and that was about 7 feet tall with two 8-foot extensions and then a flat part, embankment. With a big death gap over the edge.
Oh my God, it's scary.
With a 40-foot roll-in, which was pretty much vertical, that led to a giant mega ramp with the rail and a ledge at the top. First thing we did, Tony Hawk showed up to try to do the death gap. He got it in about 2 tries.
I will play you in a game of skate. I will play you in a game of skate, my friends.
Then Novak showed up.
I don't even think I'm gonna get on the thing, man. Just
The last time I got on the skateboard was like 7 years ago, and I still had some switch and nollie tricks. Some. But I was sloppy, so I'm gonna be way more sloppy now. So give me a week if I get a skateboard.
Both ankles, but in the ambulance, he thought it was only one. So he's on his way to the hospital. He calls me out of the ambulance. I'm like, it's broken, isn't it? He's like, not only is my right one broken, I broke my left one too. I'm like, figures. Then Brent Ashley showed up when he was on Element, and he did like this one-footed airwalk shit that was so incredible. So now we got this 40-foot roll-in.
If I fall naked, it's gonna hurt so bad.
What up? First day we started trying it, this dude Delaware Adam went down, got speed wobbles right when he hit the embankment.
Hell yeah, bro. Hell yeah.
To the ledge with his ribs.
That used to be one of my favorite things to do, especially on like a nice little manual pad. Ollie, nose manual, nollie tray flip out. Fun shit.
I wouldn't be
fun shit.
If he was out for the entire summer.
You should make some skateboarding videos, bro. I'm thinking about making some skateboarding videos. Making a little skateboarding community, bro. What do you think? What do you think, bro?
Once I got confidence, I started doing it switch. I did it a couple tries, enough to do a giant switch backside flip, which I was really stoked about. After that, I spent about 2 hours, maybe 3 hours, trying to nollie full cab flip. Finally got it. It was the ending trip. Down there on the 7-foot part, that's where I learned the McUnit. If you don't know what that is, it's pretty much like a frontside 540 indie grab. Then we started going up the thing.
A lot of good skate footage on that ramp there too.
Your skating days are over? Nah, bro, nah. That's what I thought too, but I've been watching some stuff, man. I think it's still possible to just do it casually and have fun doing it.
And then he went down on a toilet. Which was so gnarly because if he didn't have his helmet on, he hit his head so hard that if that helmet was not on, I don't even think he would be around today to tell the story.
Thank God for that helmet.
And then we put on belt sanders and went off the roll in there. He busted his head on that one.
Hit it.
You just reminded me of something else. You guys put a pumpkin on his head and made him kayak down a ramp on your driveway.
And that was my helmet? Here's my helmet, ladies and gentlemen.
And then I think he dropped in on that ramp into some bushes.
Oh, another thing is, I dropped in off the Indian wall, into 4 drywall panels on Jackass 3.5.
This is drywall drop-in. Whoa.
Dude, it was so scary because as soon as the vert transition ends, it was just boop, 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 and I just closed my eyes and just let it take me to wherever it took me.
On your big mega ramp, so conveniently set up a golden urinal just to piss in.
Yeah.
How did you come up with that? Because you could just go piss in the woods, but that's so much more convenient.
When we were building that ramp, Carlos, who built FDR, he was living in the Treetop Casino with 8 other people helping and a cat. So we got a urinal, put it right on the skate ramp because there's no bathroom in there.
Yeah.
So that's what they used, and we just painted it gold.
That actually reminds me of when you guys set up the pirate bar. It was so funny when you guys spray painted like Windex bottle gold.
Brad paints Windex.
A baseball glove.
Yeah.
He just spray paints a baseball glove gold and it's a buried treasure. Brad, you serious for this?
The Treetop Casino has fallen to the ground, and I threw a bunch of gas on it, lighting on fire, never thinking ever that the wind would catch it to the ramp. And once it hit that ramp armor, it's like a rubber tire. It does not go out. The whole thing caught on fire, and you could see black smoke from 40 miles away in Philadelphia.
The tiny little bonfire that I planned on cooking some marshmallows, but it got way too out of control.
The fire department showed up. They were going to give me an arson charge on my own property until I proved to them that it was an accident and my tree fort fell down.
Yeah.
Being bored one day, my buddy Head, who, you know, he always comes over unannounced, so I decided to make a whole bucket of up here, and I was just sitting there, and I could just grab a shoestring that was tied to the bucket. So, I'm going to get a soda. You need anything? You kid. And I poured the. It's a nice contraption. I wish it was still here. You got to be pretty balls to the wall brave to want to ollie off that and land right here as he bashed his head right there and tried it again.
There's Adam Rebar, and he's gonna ollie down my stairs.
There's not a lot of room. He tried it twice?
He tried it 4 times.
Jeez, I know.
Yeah.
That's 10 or 11 feet for sure.
Yeah.
I mean, the rail's steep, but it's such a precise ollie to land.
A lot of crazy stuff happened in here. Didn't you guys fill it with bubbles once?
What is this? Are you doing this?
Good memory. So, we had one of those bubbles.
Bar bar's open for business!
And then at one point you just splattered paint everywhere.
Painter. Okay, so I've left out painter.
Yes!
Wasn't there a scene in like Viva Lamb where you guys are like sticking your head out the window here?
Yeah, there was.
Hey! There's a whole army out here! What are you doing now?
We got the Yankees and the Rebels.
Hey, do you want them to come through the house?
Come in, room. All right,
come on in, I guess.
Enough of this jibber jabber. Let him in.
Main bedroom here.
At the time, I only had like street creds of skate videos, so you know this music video was over $100,000 budget. So.
You did nose slide on a big screen TV up here.
What did you do to the television set?
I'm trying to nose
It's
slide.
all cracked!
I think it was the opening for Viva La Bam, but it actually was a lot harder than I thought because it was really high up to get on and you had no runway.
Let's look at your boards. Tell us some of your favorite graphics.
Well, name any other skater besides me who has 400 BAM decks.
Yeah, this is it.
There's probably a super fan out there that has them.
No, but name any pro skateboarder that has this many decks.
Yeah.
Because of Element, we made so many graphics. Like fans really liked collecting them. And to tell you the truth, all the pink ones and purple ones that have autograms, it was mostly 15-year-old girls that just wanted to buy it and hang it on their wall as art. So I love this one.
Oh yeah.
And this dude from Florida just made that Phoenix and then that me. So he photoshopped our faces, which is rad.
Yeah.
I rode this one a lot.
I remember having that one.
This is one of the newer ones with Heart Supply I like. Kat Von D did a series of 3 on these. That's one, that's one. I don't know why they're not together.
This angel wing turns into the other one when you put them all together.
That one sold the most with Element.
Yeah, for sure.
And that was my first board ever with Toy Machine in 1997. It's everybody's haircut that is a mullet. So that one right there, that's Abdenel, aka Caveman, and he has a 1090. That Art Webb has a 397. Still Fremont, aka Dave Fairman, he has an official 0-100. No, that's Danny up there, see? 0 on top, 100% in the back. And then that's the hockey cut starring Chris Rapp. So obviously you know that I just told Element, I want everything to be dark with either purple or gray with bats. I don't care if it's a wombat or a regular bat or a spooky looking tree. Even though I hate snakes in real life, I like the way they look, so you'll probably see some there. Oh, Adam Wallcabbage did this one. This one, Kat Von D drew, and then she tattooed it on me. Love this one.
With this tattoo, you know, it went all the way to his elbow.
It looks awesome.
Yeah, it's perfect. Yeah! This one is the tattoo of my ribs.
Oh, yeah, yeah?
Yeah.
With the Element sign.
More bats, more spooky shit. That one got covered in paint probably when I was all Larry the up on a bender one day. Love this one.
Yeah, that one's awesome.
Yeah, that one's sick.
This one's another classic for sure.
Yeah, well that's kind of resembles the tattoo without my face there.
Yeah.
The only one that isn't a BAM deck is Tony Hawk. That was my first sign board ever when I was 13 years old.
No way.
Yeah, which I'll tell you a story. After he shredded the demo at Prospect Park, I waited 3 hours in line. He goes, you were the kid ripping at the demo. Takes off his sweaty shirt. I wanted to squeeze it and drink it. I was so excited. But then Natus came the next year, and I did the same thing. Waited 3 hours in line, and I said, hey, Natus, could I have a Natus sticker? He goes, my name's Natus, not Natus. Now beat it, kid. I'm like, I just waited 3 hours for this. F you. It really affected me. I'm 44 years old. We made up in 2000. But when he got on Element for guest deck, but I had to tell him that story. I'm like, you really affected me. If we didn't make up like this now, I'd still be at 44 years old being like, that mother.
Where was the mini ramp on this part back here?
Right here.
And you put your mom's car up here once as a prank.
How did you get the car on the deck?
I've redone, no kidding, 5 times, usually spending 100 to 150 grand to build it, and then when I am over it, I have to take it down for 40 grand and then do it again, take it down for 40 grand. So we finally built something that we all like down there, but you know, when I was all hopped up on whiskey and Adderall, I'm like, we need a fucking loop. And we need this weird thing, and I figured out that when you do the loop, you have done the loop. Congratulations. You can't crooked grind the loop, you can't make twist it, you're done. So tear it the down, build new. I'm an idiot. Welcome to the Castle BAM Skate Barn. Run number 1, straight out the gate. Not even warmed up. Yeah! Yeah! Oh! Do it!
Oh!
Oh, you got saboed by your own brother.
No warm-up.
You would have done it.
Dalton dropped in on this the other night.
To go where?
Hey, Bam, did anyone ever land the vert wall drop in?
I know somebody dropped in at 8 mega. But then I think somebody showed up a month later and actually did it. Mikey Levin, he rips it. He lives in Quakertown. Ben Hatchell came here and killed it. And then Jeff Rasp is just a local ripper.
Rasp like did something weird on the skinny part right there?
So the coolest thing I've ever seen was so original that Rasp came up, fakey rock on the corner of that, and then spun around like it's a back lip and then came back in. It was just so cool and original, and it was actually first try.
Yes!
I was like, have you ever done that anywhere else? He's like, no, it was a total accident. Jake Daney comes here from Allentown. He's got laser flips on lockdown. That's a real weird trick to have just on lock.
Yeah. He does a lot of weird like airwalk combos.
Yeah. Oh, Beaver Fleming, backflip to the ear.
Wow.
Wait, over the spine?
Yeah.
How? Like, I'd be so scared to just land back on the spine.
That's why he's in the Nitro Circus. Out of everything that went down here, your personal favorites?
My personal favorites, I'll go down a quick list real quick. Slayer, gotta go watch that episode. That was absolutely amazing. The bubble party, we put the hot tub in the turret on the ground level and we filled it with milk and Fruit Loops. That was a ton of fun. The skating that happened here on the driveway was great. Getting all that stuff from Motley Crue and Tommy Lee. There's so many. You can go back and watch Viva La Bam, and everything we did was fun. That's why we did it. It was fun. Can't do that shit anymore, man. Nobody's gonna give you money to just go wreck a house and give you $1 million to go fly to Brazil with Bob Burnquist and wreck the rainforest, or build a ramp in a house and skate it. So for you kids that aren't quite sure, go back and watch it. I think it's on iTunes. 5 seasons of Viva La Bam. Go watch it. It was a ton of fun. You'll never see shit like that ever again anymore.
So there you have it. There's the tour of Castle Bam. It's starting to rain, so if we're going to do any shredding today with the Durham brothers, it's going to be in the barn. Welcome to FDR. I used to be able to skate this place with my eyes closed. Oh, hell no! Welcome to the Dust Bowl. When I turned 6 and first found a skateboard, I found this place in King of Prussia.
What was that?
Coming soon for Dern Bros members, raw and extended cut interviews. And out now, the uncensored version of this video featuring extra history too extreme for YouTube.
So he opens up the door to...
I remember there being a human stew on that ramp.
He goes up on the...
And get a cleaner one. That was pretty terrible. That was equally as terrible. Alright. There we go. Fakey heel flip. There we go. That one felt somewhat decent. Seems like people have trouble with fakey heel flips more than like switch heels and nollie heels, and I don't know why, because I suck at both of those, but I can do fakey heels. Let me flip the camera so you can see me again. Watch me catch my breath and suffocate over here almost. Sorry, I keep putting my hand over the camera. I just have to touch the screen to see the chat. Edzelber. Yeah, it's a fun little mini bowl. It's definitely for beginners, but it's good for learning like new tricks that you're scared of on bigger stuff. You could basically do anything on this and not much consequences. So. And Expressible says I bet you could do airwalk too. I tried that earlier, someone requested that, but I'm too scared to put my feet back on the board, so that would probably be like another day, maybe a full video battle of that, because I know I can do it. It's just I gotta get the confidence to put my feet on the board. Darth Blaze says he sucks at heel flips. Me too. I'm terrible at heel flips. I got him because I made a video too about it. I spent, I think, 2 hours just doing only heel flips at this park, and I got it down some stuff that I wasn't expecting to do it down. Like, I was impressed with myself, so check it out if you haven't seen it. It's probably like deep in the archives, but I think it's like heel flips all day or something like that. 3 in a row is impressive. Thank you. Inexpressible. What's up, Stevie? Boom cat. I make videos. I like that name too. Randy Cheek says nose mani on the flat and then pop into the bowl. I could try that. Yee. My favorite trick? I don't know. Like, I don't really have a favorite trick. I guess I have a favorite ledge and rail. I guess just rail trick. 2 of them actually. I like K-grinds a lot. I remember when I was a little kid and I could barely skate, I saw people doing K-grinds. I thought it was the coolest thing ever, and I just asked everyone at every skate park how to do it, and I became determined to land it, and I eventually figured it out, and then after that I did it on everything, and now I got it on pretty much everything. But also another one that you don't see too often that I really like, and I always get like some claps for it, is a front salad. And I can't do it down as big of stuff as I used to be able to, so I'm getting older and I don't feel like hurting myself, but I got that on flat bars. I think I got it on ledges too, I don't know. Let's see. I don't want to miss anything, so I'm just going to go through these as I see them. Nose manual, pop into the bowl from Randy Cheek, and then I'll scroll through the rest of the chat. Okay, there you go. Like, just roll into nose manual, or ollie into nose manual. I don't think I ollie into it. I'm gonna start back here a little bit. You're gonna make me eat it. Let me try to just nose bonk in first, and then I'll try the manual. Basically the same thing, just holding the manual a little longer. That's kind of scary too. Okay, got the nose bonk in. How long does my manual have to be? Can it be like an inch? That's scary. Alright, 5 tries, like I said. And then I'll move on. I got the bonk at least. I think I'm hitting the crack like right before I'm about to bump it in. Not much of a crack, but it screws me up. There's, I don't know if you can see from there, but like right here, like a foot before the coping, there's a little crack. Hope I'm not just like panting into the microphone, just breathing all heavy into the mic. That's kind of annoying. I hope that's not all you're hearing. All right, I got this right here. Stupid fly is like buzzing around my head. All right, forgot what try I'm on, but we'll call that number 1. So, got 4 more. Oh my gosh, almost ate crap. My foot didn't want to come off the board, so I could ditch it. Skating and talking is a lot more tiring than I thought it would be. Alright. That's 2 more. Can't let you down. Ah, no. I don't want to let you down. Alright, I can go a little faster. That way I can just power through it. There we go. That was the key right there. Alright. Got it. Let me go back up on the chat, see what I missed. Nose manual. Oh, you know what? That's probably not what you meant, huh? You probably meant to like nose manual out of the bowl and then pop back in. I think the bowl is just like too small for that. I don't know. Maybe I could do it. Darth Blaze, you're 31, thinking about getting into skating? Go for it, man. I keep pushing buttons I'm not supposed to push. I'm 42, so I mean, if I could do it, you could do it. And there's people that are older than me killing it still. Jamie Thomas is still skating. I think he's in his 50s. I'm not sure. I'm sorry if I got that wrong, Jamie Thomas. Not that he's watching, but one of my favorite skaters. Thank you for the sub, Darth Blaze. Can I explain how to ollie from manual? Yi wants to know how to ollie from manual. Oh, thank you, Randy. Okay, I did it how you wanted. And Randy is 50 and he skates. Hell yeah, man. See? Other people in here pushing it. Age is just a number, so as long as you're having fun with it and still like skating, keep doing it. Go for it. Good exercise. Except when you smash your shins with the board, that's not good exercise. Alright, explain how to ollie from a manual. Yeah, same for me, Darth Blaze. I skated pretty heavily from, I think I really got into it when I was maybe 13 or 14, and then I kept skating until, I don't know, I'd say like 23, and I started declining and noticing my age a little bit. Still having fun with it, so gotta keep doing it. Okay, I gotta answer the question. I keep going back and forth. Can I explain how to ollie from a manual? Alright, so I'm not the greatest at this, but I could kind of explain it. It's just, you gotta have good balance first of all. You gotta be like on the board, balanced perfectly, as best that you can, so you're not like tipping either way. One of the homies that I skate with, Caballo, and then Art Rodriguez, they're freaking masters at manuals, and Caballo has a YouTube channel. I think it's at Juan Cab Escoto if you want to follow him too. He's a pretty cool guy, and his videos are pretty funny. But you should just comment and ask him because he's freaking amazing at it. But I'll do my best to explain it. But like I said, you have to have good manual, or you have to have good balance right off the bat. Stop because all my homies stopped. I just heard someone scream, bruh. Sorry, I'm trying to read all the chat at the same time as talking. I can't multitask. Alright, I'm gonna flip the camera and I kind of show you. So I'm not gonna move when I'm doing it, but you just gotta have good balance first of all. Gonna make sure I have good balance first. It's things like lopsided. Have good balance first. Once you feel like it helps when you're rolling too, but once you have good balance, then just pop like a normal ollie, I guess. It's just like a quick pop, and it's more like your toes. You're not like really bending down like you would with a regular ollie. It's just like a little quick snap. And that was a terrible example, but let me roll and do it. So, all right. So I'm just gonna roll by and do it real quick. So manual, and like I said, I'm not the greatest at this, so it might take me a few times. but for me it's just a quick snap. I think I touched my front wheels first before I did that one, but I don't know. Hopefully I'm explaining it a little bit so you can understand. I'm not even making sense. A little kid keeps looking at me like I'm crazy because I'm talking to myself. I don't think he knows I have a mic on. Alright, so manual, and then just a quick little, snap down with your toes. Hopefully that kind of helped you. Sorry for the bad explanation, Yi. But the best way I can't talk. The best way I could explain it is just not bending your knees all the way down like you're gonna do like a full blast ollie. Just like bending a little bit, just a quick snap with your toes once you have your balance. And you should be able to do it. It just takes a lot of practice. It's hard. Manuals are hard in general. Oh man, I think a little kid just ate it. You're welcome. M. Lloyd says, where is this park? The bowl looks cool. It is in Fillmore. I could do a quick walkthrough real quick if you want to see the whole park. No, it wasn't the bike kid, Yi. It's just a random like 2-year-old walking around with his parent, but I don't know what happened. He might not have even gotten hurt. I think he just is having a bad day. He's actually walking over this way. Yeah, I think he's just mad about something. Alright. M. Lloyd. I'll do a quick like walk around the park so you can see what it looks like. Or skate around, I should say. Let me take my phone off the tripod. But I'm up in this area. This is a mini bowl, obviously. I'm hanging out right here. And there's a little 2-stair with some baby hubbas. These are really fun. This long one's really fun. And we got a bigger bowl over here. This tombstone is pretty high. Another tombstone over here and a ledge on the other side. Got some good stuff. Some stairs down there if you feel like skating a 5-stair. There's a pool. This one's really steep and hard to skate. The shallow end is even harder to skate than the deep end. But it's pretty fun. And you got this little curved ledge that starts low and gets high. And then these ledges down a stretch 2-stair. And then this side there is like a banked 2-stair that you can like ollie down into the bank or go up it. I don't know. It's not a Euro gap, but closest thing we got. This drop down thing that's weird. Not many people skate that, but another little hubba. This curved hubba over here. Let's see, what else? This is usually where everyone hangs out that's local. It's just like the ledge section and flat ground, so people play skate here. And then there's that ledge. All kinds of rocks and stuff. People skate these rocks. I like this spot over here. It's just like a little weird thing that no one else really skates, but ollie this gap and wall right into the rock. Let's see, what else? I think that's almost the whole park. This is a ledge right here. As you can see, got a little hip, but it's a really weird angle to skate. But you get some speed from it, or for it. And then down here, going back the same way. This thing right here, on the other side, I'm just gonna jump down here. It's kind of like a wall ride on the outside of the park. And then if you go all the way around the back side of the park, this is a good spot to set up like ledges and rails and just have like a good line. But they built this handicap ramp that is a new spot. You can skate this little gap right here. We put in this pole jam right here maybe like a year and a half ago, but it's pretty fun. It's pretty mellow. There's this 6-stair section, some manuals and stuff, some ledges, little curbside drop that you can practice on. I actually built this parking block ledge. It's like a drop down one. And then this was the first one that my friend Manuel and I built. And it's still holding strong. I think someone went at it with a hammer or something, not very cool, but other than that, it's been there for a while. At least like a year, maybe 2 years. But that's pretty much it. There's another little thing over here. Actually, I forgot to mention. Let's see. Oh my god. I hit a rock right now. There's this thing. Little bank to curb, I guess. You can do a roll on grind too. And then this stuff over here. We already went by here, but this weird angled ledge that some people can skate somehow, and then this curved ledge. Alright, I'm gonna go back to where I was sitting. I'll film my feet so you can see where I'm going. Just kidding. Not too many people here, which is cool. Because, I don't know, I get all stupid when people are around. Like, I'm sure anyone who films in front of people probably feels, unless they've been doing it for a really long time. I'm gonna put my phone back on the tripod. But yeah, I usually feel all dumb when someone's watching me film like a regular video. But since this is live, I can't screw up. I don't want to screw up. I've been doing pretty good so far, but I'm notorious for, like, I don't know, screwing up my words and speaking gibberish because my words don't come out right. At least with my friends. Let's see, I'm gonna check the chat again. Randy Cheek says, I watch you and your homies' vids on... the chat keeps like fading away. As soon as I touch it, it like disappears, which is really annoying. YouTube, fix your shit. Alright, I watch you and your homies' vids on your DIY add-ons to the park. Thank you. Yeah, it was cool. Like, those are some of the first DIYs I've ever made. So it was a fun experience. Manuel and I built that first parking block ledge, and then the second one, I just came at night and built it myself because I wanted to make something weird and different with like the drop-down ledge. So that's what that is. See, I'm going on 72 minutes now. It's pretty good. I think at this point, I'm just gonna do some harder tricks that I've never done before, or some of the ones that give me a lot of trouble, so I'll get back into it. Let me know if you have any more trick requests. Yeah, adjust the camera a little bit. Alright. Put my backpack on the camera, on the tripod so it doesn't fall over. And of course my water falls over. Alright. Let's see. So, what could I do? Just gonna start skating. Maybe something will come to me. Hardest trick right there. Alright, I got half cab blunt. Alright, I'll start with that actually. Half cab blunt. Try half cab blunt to regular, like 180 back in, I guess.
Game. What are you doing? What? What is it? Girl. 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 Bitch. Girl. Come here, girl. Come here. Come here. What? So pretty. You. Fish. 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 Get. Go. Fish. Hey, 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 no. Get. Oh, fish. Dang, get. No. Get. Get. No fish. Get. No. No.